Welcome to the Wealth Wisdom, where knowledge becomes power and power builds your future.
Every few years, a small group of companies quietly changes everything. Not overnight, not with hype, but through persistence, science, and innovation as 2025 draws closer to its end. Investors are asking, what are the next industries that could redefine the future before 2026? These are not the loudest companies in the market, but their numbers are starting to tell a story. Today, we'll be exploring and analyzing two stocks with bold visions, real progress, and very real risks. Because understanding where innovation meets discipline could be the smartest insight. You take into 2026. Both of these companies operate in cutting-edge industries, and while they're still developing their long-term profitability, their latest Q3 2025 financials give us a lot to unpack. We'll break down their performance line by line in plain English. We'll talk about what the numbers mean, what challenges lie ahead, and how both companies are positioning themselves in their respective industries. Disclaimer: this is not financial advice. This is purely educational content designed to help you understand what's happening behind the headlines. Let's start with Intellia Therapeutics, ticker symbol NTLA. Intellia Therapeutics is a biotechnology company based in Massachusetts, United States. It is one of the pioneers in gene editing technology, using CRISPR-based science to develop potentially life-changing treatments for genetic disorders. In simple terms, Intellia is working on tools that could literally edit the DNA of living humans to cure diseases. At their root, this isn't science fiction. It's real science, and it's expensive, complex, and full of both risk and potential reward. Let's look at their Q3 2025 financial results. Revenue came in at $13.78 million compared to $9.11 million in Q3 2024. That's roughly 51% year-over-year growth. For a company still largely in the research and clinical stage, this is a promising sign. It suggests partnerships, collaborations, or milestone payments are contributing to the top line. However, biotech revenue is often unpredictable. A single agreement can dramatically change quarterly numbers, so consistency and cash management matter even more. Now here's where it gets interesting. Intellia's operating loss declined significantly. Operating loss in Q3 2025 was $111.48 million, compared to $144.77 million in Q3 2024. That's an improvement of more than $33 million. In plain terms, the company is spending more efficiently while still advancing research and development. Losses aren't gone, but they're moving in the right direction for biotech firms. Reducing burn rate without sacrificing innovation is a big deal. Total operating expenses dropped from $153.88 million to $125.6 million, a reduction of nearly $28.6 million. This suggests tighter cost controls, better project prioritization, and more efficient operations. Net loss per share also improved, from $1.34 to 90 cents. Nearly a 31% improvement. Intellia reported $193.39 million in cash and cash equivalents, slightly up from $189.18 million at the end of 2024. Cash reserves are critical for research-driven companies, and this shows Intellia still has the liquidity to fund ongoing development without immediately running out of runway. Overall, this paints a picture of a company still operating at a loss, but showing financial discipline, efficiency gains, and measured progress in a volatile biotech environment. Now let's talk about risks. Gene editing biotech carries major uncertainties. Clinical trials can fail. Regulatory approvals can take years. Competition from companies like CRISPR Therapeutics and editis medicine remains intense. The science has world-changing potential, but the business side is a long game. Beyond the financials, Intelia has made several notable advances. The company presented positive long-term data from its phase 1/2 trial of lonvogerin ziclorin for hereditary angioedema, a rare and potentially life-threatening genetic disorder. With a single dose, patients experienced an average 98% reduction in monthly attacks. All treated patients remained attack-free and treatment-free for nearly 2 years. Intelia has also completed enrollment in its global phase 3 HELLO study, a critical step toward potential regulatory approval. In addition, the first patient has been dosed in the phase 3 magnitude 2 study of nexigerin ziclumerin, a one-time gene editing treatment for transthyretin amyloidosis with polyneuropathy. These developments show Intelia transitioning from early research to real-world application. Biotech is a marathon, not a sprint. Long-term safety, regulatory acceptance, manufacturing scalability, and affordability all remain major challenges. Now let's shift gears from rewriting human DNA to rewriting the future of clean energy. Our next company is Nuscale Power, ticker symbol SMR. Nuscale Power is a US-based company leading the development of small modular reactors, or SMRs. These are compact nuclear power plants designed to deliver reliable, carbon-free electricity with enhanced safety and lower costs. Nuscale reported $47.58 million in cash, up from $41.55 million at the end of last year. This provides a stable liquidity base for ongoing operations. Revenue surged to $8.24 million in Q3 2025 from just $475,000 a year earlier, an increase of more than 1,600%. This growth likely reflects progress in engineering contracts, development agreements, and government or corporate partnerships. However, heavy research and development spending continues, and Nuscale reported a wider net loss per share of $1.85, compared to 18 cents a year earlier. This reflects rising costs tied to scaling operations and advancing projects. Total assets increased significantly from $544.67 million to $883.13 million, an increase of more than $338 million. The company also reported short-term investment purchases of nearly $347 million, indicating active liquidity management. Strategically, Nuscale achieved several major milestones, including U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission design approval for its 77-megawatt SMR, major infrastructure, partnerships, and long-term deployment programs. Despite this progress, nuclear energy projects face long development timelines, regulatory complexity, and public perception challenges. So how do these two companies compare? Intelia is focused on genetic innovation, rewriting life itself to cure disease. Nuscale is focused on energy innovation, reshaping how the world produces clean power. Both operate in capital-intensive industries. Both require patience, funding, and resilience. And both could shape the future if they execute successfully. The question is whether these companies will define the next decade or serve as reminders that transformative innovation takes time, money, and courage to mature. From Money Mind Finance.